Our next presenter is Wael Mohammed, and he is a manager at MasterCard of database engineering, and he's here to talk to us about the smart use of corporate data.
Okay. Hi, everybody. How are you? How was the lunch? Nice? Okay, perfect. Okay, so thank you so much for having the time to attend my presentation for today. My name is Wael, and I'm working as a manager on MasterCard for a couple of months, actually. And I have a good level of experience with databases. So all my previous experience was something related to data as well. So I have worked for a number of companies like IBM, NTT Data, Vodafone, and with a couple of years of experience. So also my studies are related to data. However, database was not my passion from the beginning. And for that, I have like a very nice story about how I came to the data and how that's changed my passion from my previous career to what I'm doing right now as a database engineering manager. My PhD is also focusing on something called corporate intelligence. That's something we will discuss today. We will know what is corporate intelligence and how it's related to the modern use of unstructured data. So first of all, let me tell you the story that I have for you. But before we start, can I ask if we have anybody here from the M5, MI6, CIA, or stuff like that? Okay. So I have used my career as a hacker. I used to work with hacking stuff. I was working with information security at the beginning, do unethical hacking at the beginning. At the stage when I was at the school, studying at the college. So I was part of the community that dedicated their life to steal the data about credit cards and stuff like that. However, I'm working right now for a credit card company, but that was the beginning of my career. And like after I finished my high school, we have like in my homeland like a special scholarship, which is for what they call smart students, that they can give them like an intensive course for 9 months in one of the IT tracks, like database engineering, information security, networks. So, and I was interested for sure in the ethical hacking, but one of the good guys told me, so if you have a treasure, why you would select this way? So try to learn something about databases so you can go in that way instead of this way. I was not interested at all, and by the way, he's not the one who convinced me, but this was the only track available for me to study something about the databases and be able to get this treasure in the middle. So it's all about the data in the middle. You can go to the data from this way, or working for a database and be in this wide side and reach your data from this way. So, and this introduction is in order to let you understand why I moved from this part about hacking in order to reach the data and decided to work for the database, because it's all about the treasure in the middle, the data that you have, especially the unstructured data. So our topic for today will be about the corporate intelligence and the modern or the smart use of unstructured data. We need first to understand what is the corporate intelligence, because we know the business intelligence, we know the competitive intelligence, but corporate intelligence is something really new and very modern. And we need to understand that in the beginning. So let's read the academic definition, because of my PhD colleagues are not get angry. So they have defined it as a focused collection and analysis of information regarding the unfamiliar subject that is used to deliver key insight to decision makers to support them to take the major business concerns and corporate action, and the whole definition that, like academia people try to make things complicated. But I have my better definition here, that the corporate intelligence unit is something like the CIA, MI5 in your modern corporate. It's something like you have the HR team, HR unit, you have the sales unit, you have the marketing unit, and you have the corporate intelligence. The current modern organization chart for any company doesn't have something like that right now. My research and my study is about having a unit like that. Some like advanced corporate organization chart has something called the COIN, the corporate intelligence unit. It's not on the level of being like part of the whole organization chart. And it's worked normally in an illegal way. What we are trying to do is to convert this unit, which is working in an illegal way, to use the data and work and give the same purpose and provide the same benefit, but in a legal way, using the data. And after that, we are going to give an example about an application of the using of the corporate intelligence and how corporates would be able to use the unstructured data especially to solve complicated problems. We will take an examples from what we have in the COVID and also what we have in MasterCard. So to explain more the issues that we have. So I used to work for a unit where we have a problem from the clients and we try to find a solution. So all what we do is to create solution based on the data. So we only have 2 questions to ask to our clients. So do you have a problem? Yes. So what are the data that you have about this problem? OK, do you need a solution? Yes. So tell me what the unstructured data that you have that we can use. And let's take an example from that. So in MasterCard, so do you know this payment? Oh, oops. OK, don't worry. This payment machine. OK, so there is a hack about it. So this became a wireless unit right now. So people can use it. And also, it became an application in your mobile. So you can use your mobile phone to scan a card normally, and you will be able to replace this machine. Fine. And that's, we get a reported hacks like people normally steal the money the way that anybody can bring his phone. Need from credit card, he could be able to steal some money like that. So don't worry if you are walking on the street like that and find someone trying to put his phone in your back pocket. It's not taking a photo, by the way. It's trying to scan your card. So we created something called Pay with a Smile. Fine. For many reasons. So reported hacks are one of them. And here we are trying to make use of our unstructured data using the biometric data that we have. This scan for your faces. So if you go to the shop and you find that there is a camera installed there asking you to just smile to pay for your purchasing. So that's one of our solutions about how we used the unstructured data. Another example, and we will talk about it in more details. OK, so the majority of you has already used the call center experience that you have a problem with your phone, you call the call center, or whatever the kind of call center that you have tried to use before. And you have this long, boring experience that you stay in the hold for like a couple of minutes, someone replying on you, maybe he's new, maybe he's good, maybe he has experience. You ask a question, he tell you, OK, I can find the answer, or put you in hold again. Maybe you receive wrong information, and at the end of closing the call, maybe you're satisfied, maybe you're not. And also, if they need to know how the level of your satisfaction, they send you a message. If you are not interested, they don't get your feedback. That's the normal problem that we have from the traditional call centers experience. But when it came to the COVID, it became more complicated. Why? Because we have the lockdown procedures. They couldn't be able to bring the agents to the workplace in order to give them a training. So how can we train our call center agents? They already have a problem with their level of experience. Being a call center agent, that's like a job with a huge turnover. People will go there and leave after a couple of months. So we have a problem here that they are not that experienced to give a quick answer. With the COVID, we have a large number of calls. So one of the telecommunication company came to us at that time and said, we can give the people the training, the people that we have hired give wrong information. We have a lower number of resources right now. We need a solution that we can fix these problems, which is already there in addition to the new problems that we have after COVID. So we asked them about the same question. What's the data that you have? And what are the unstructured data that we can use? So in any call center, for a telecommunication company, for example, what's the data that we have, especially the unstructured? Call records, right? The knowledge base, where the agent used in order to get the data to be able to answer the clients. The data, which is based on the insights and statistics collected from the calls. Also, what can be else? OK, all data about the client data themselves. So, and we used all of this to create what we have called Cookie, which is different than the normal intelligence tool that you have seen in call centers before. And that was part of our PhD studies as well, and we built it from scratch. So we decided to focus on the problem that we have and replace the problems with a solution using the unstructured data. So what is the first problem that we have? We need to reduce the amount of the call in order to be able to receive more calls from the clients. So what can we eliminate from the call? We found that the agent spend a lot of time with the client trying to get a verification data from the client, asking him about his name, like anything to verify. If we can sweep that away from the call, that's the first thing. Also, sometimes the agent knows the answer. Sometimes he doesn't know the answer directly. So he go to something called a knowledge base, search on it, put the client on hold, or asking someone else who has more experience, go back, remove the client from the hold, and answer his question. So if we can also eliminate the whole time needed for something like that, so this also will make the call time lower. What else? We found that the traditional way to estimate the client satisfaction is not really that useful because a lot of clients ignore the way that we are using right now, like sending him a message, asking him to reply back. If I'm satisfied, OK, I don't really care. If I'm angry, maybe I'm just to say I am angry. So it's not really realistic, and it's not really reflecting the real satisfaction of the client. So we replace that completely as well. And we create this solution. And that's how it works. So first of all, we use a technology called the voice tags. So once you make a call to call center and say hello, your voice tag will be detected. And this will reflect all your information based in a voice tag that has been recorded before by using an application or whatever the ways that we use to create that. Any telecommunication company has already an application that you can have a feature to record your voice tag. Let's go to their data centers, registered, and became in your profile. So once you say hello or make a question with an answer or anything to verify yourself, just take your voice tag, and you don't need to say anything about your verification details. Then you don't need even to say your name, just saying hello. So the agent will say hello based on the information he can say. So hello, Mr. John, whoever, because you said using your voice tag will retrieve all of your details. After that, he will ask his question. OK, maybe I have a problem with my bill this month. For example, I see that there is a balance dispute, and I need to verify if that's real or we have a problem about my balance. OK, so here, a technology called speech-to-text and text-to-speech will listen to the call like a human and retrieve that to a script. This script will be analyzed and linked to a knowledge base that we have already used. That's part of unstructured data, where Mongo came here as a document database. And get the whole knowledge base, link between the question and the answer from the knowledge base. So in this case, all what the agent needs to do is just read the answers that will appear to him on the screen. He doesn't need to do anything. So there is no room for wrong information. The accuracy of what we have tried and tested in our demo to this telecommunication company was 99% accurate. So when the client asking about a question related to his balance dispute or problem with his details or need to make an order to purchase an iPhone or something, so whatever he's saying, the question retrieved linked to the knowledge base, and the answer appear on the screen. That's good. And also at the same time, we have something called sentiment analysis. So instead of the old traditional way to get the feedback about the satisfaction of the client, we can already do that for each single call, not randomly like before. Because the call itself will be like translated to a script, and sentiment analysis will get the keywords that can retrieve the satisfaction of the client. If he's happy, if he's sad, if he said, yeah, I like your service. So this will be analysis, and we can give like a rank to his satisfaction. Said, no, I'm not happy. I need to call to your supervisor. And also the tone that the client is giving will be also translated to collect his satisfaction. That's not all the data that we have. We also have the statistics, which will be collected and create something what we call dynamic dashboard, which is mainly talk to the executive and the manager. All what you need is to type a question. I need to know what is the top 10 like reasons why our clients like move from our company to another. And you'll find a dashboard that has been retrieved and created based on your questions. It's not like a fixed dashboard. And that was COI. That's what we have given to one of the telecommunication company. And that's how we used our unstructured data. So for example, here we use the documents from the knowledge base, we use the call records, we use the statistics that they have, and created this solution. And that's, as a result, that's reduced the time for a number of calls, so the call center could be able to receive more calls with high satisfaction rate and accurate information in every single call. So what is that? How that could be related with Mongo database? So MongoDB is already a document database. So for example, the examples that I have just mentioned last time related to the telecommunication company, this already include a lot of data that we can store in Mongo and prefer Mongo for that reason, because of the benefits that you already know about, how speed it is, how versatile it is, and how it's accessible and easy to use. So it's unlike traditional relational database. In MongoDB, you don't need to create like schemas, tables, and that's make it very fast, very speed, and very versatile as well. Also, it's very accessible because when we hire people to work for Mongo and they came from like a development background, whatever the language, programming languages that they are going to use, like C, C++, C#, Python, Java, it's really compatible with all of those programming language and easy to use as well. So if any of you used to be like a JavaScript developer, he will fall in love on the document databases and will be able to learn it very easy. And we hire people in our team, and we really don't find any trouble to get them in advanced level in a very few months because it's really easy to learn. So that's why in our company we like Mongo, to be honest. And at the end, OK, so I know that you have scanned a lot of QR code today, but this one is not for me, it's for you guys. So we are hiring MongoDBs in MasterCard, and we have those positions in our headquarters in Dublin. OK, so for a lead and senior. So we have in our team in MasterCard a team called like localization. We have like a number of smart DBAs in different database technologies, and Mongo is one of the database technologies that we prefer and use. And we have still those positions vacant. If you are interested, you can just scan this QR code or go to LinkedIn and you'll find those positions there. So that was my presentation for today. I hope that it was not a boring one, and we can have like, I think, 5 minutes for 5 minutes? OK, so 5 minutes for question if you are interested. Any question? OK. So yes, please.
Sorry. Identifying the user records from just saying, identifying the user records from saying hello, is that actually used or?
Sorry, would you please repeat your question again?
So I was questioning about the identifying the customer from their voice tag.
OK.
Is that just from them saying hello, or do they have to say a specific line?
That's maybe the ideal way to use it. So there is two ways to have like a voice tag. Okay, one of them is to record like a speech, like a number of sentences, and it will be like recording your voice tag, and it's looking for signals in your voice, and after that it will be like your tag. And another way is that we need like an identifier, an ID. It's linked with other things, so we are not completely dependent on your voice tag, but it's linked to other things. So the preferred way, which is give a high accuracy, which is taking in consideration that the modification in your voice, maybe you have a flu or a cold, maybe there's a problem with your voice, so it will not be that accurate. But right now, we have like the whole domain was like controlled by a number of companies who are working in this way to record the voice tags. But right now, we have a very advanced technology which can define your voice tag even if you have a problem with your voice. So which is can define, and the ratio of failure is very, very, very low. To be honest, I cannot say that it's like a 100% accurate and can be used without any failure, or the only methods that we can use to verify, and it's still optional as well. We are not forcing any clients to use. But it should be linked with other verification steps to give the high accuracy, especially if we are talking about client data and GDPR and stuff like that.
OK, thank you.
Any other question, if you please? Yes, please. Thank you.
You said something about client's tone being like described and translated.
Sorry, finding what?
Tone, like the way they.
Tone, voice tone.
Yeah, so it has to be something related to kind of like sentiment analysis you guys do.
Okay.
Like, how's that done? Is that like just a particular key category, or like a categorical value that you guys assign, or is it like just full on like I don't know? I'm just curious.
That's a nice question, by the way, because we had a problems when we was trying to do a kind of sentiment analysis. It was not always accurate. So because we find that someone could be like mocking or like making a sarcastic comment about something, like saying, are you happy about our service? Yeah, looks good, but he's not really happy. But the word, the sentence itself will be like, yeah, it's good. From a sentiment analysis perspective, does mean that he's happy and satisfied. So we thought that we can not only depend on that, we need to also have a tone analyzer. Fine? So the way that the tone analyzer is working is similar to the way that the sentiment analysis is working. But instead of using the keywords, you convert the signal of the tone to something, retrieve the status of the speaker. Like, let's say that this word with that number of signals will retrieve something like I'm happy. And after that, you give a weights. And after that, you link with other sentence. So at the end, you can decide if it's happy or sad. It's a kind of deep learning. It's maybe out of the scope of talking about databases. It's a part of the data science and artificial intelligence deep learning. But however, I'm trying here to give you an idea about how it works. In order to link the sentiment analysis of the keywords with the voice tones as well. And by the way, if you use Python or use, not R, Python, right now on GitHub, you'll find a lot of libraries, open source, for the tone analyzer. So you can even try that yourself. It's an open source. You can go and say something and you are shouting. And you find that it's detect that you are angry or frustrated. You can say something in a relaxed mood, and it will be, in a very accurate way, detect that you are happy or relaxed. And it's not that like a human. It's give like 5 indicators: happy, sad, frustrated, something like that. And after that, after the whole calls, with like a special dedicated model for that, we can define if he's really happy or not. That's it. So that's all. So any other question? Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Thank you.